Stay tuned. Up next, a Trailblazer Award conversation with Lilly Ledbetter.
What an honor and humbling experience for WBC to present the WBC Trailblazer Award to Lilly Ledbetter. And how great to have Rachel Feldman do the honors. Rachel Feldman is a veteran film director and screenwriter, as well as a gender equity activist for women behind the camera in Hollywood, merging her personal, professional, and policy passions. She's been dedicated to sharing Lilly Ledbetter's remarkable story in a dramatic feature film she has written and will direct and release. The star active nominating actress Patricia Clarkson will play Lilly. We're delighted to have Rachel introduce our shero for the US and on the global scene, as no one has done more for gender parity than Lilly Ledbetter. And for that, Rachel Feldman.
Thank you, Edie. And hello, it's such a pleasure to be here with everyone from the WBC today. And Lilly, what a pleasure to see you and spend some time with you. I want you to know that getting to know you during the process of preparing my dramatic feature film, Lilly, based on your life and your work, has been a treasured experience for me in my life. And I am deeply honored to be the one presenting you today with the Women Business Collaboratives 2021 Trailblazer Award. Congratulations, my friend.
Thank you so much. It is an honor to accept the award today. And I am really honored to receive the WBC award and to be a trailblazer. Just to have that title, that is so honorable for me, because that is really what I really wanted in life, was to make a difference for other people.
Absolutely. Beautiful. You know, you paved the way for pay parity with the Lilly Ledbetter Fair Pay Restoration Act of 2009. Your leadership and activism have been critical to moving the needle forward, not only in public policy, but also in driving corporate change for fair pay and gender equity. So we commend you for your tenacity in pushing for change. You are a shining example to all of us. Thank you. So I'm going to get started with the first question. The Fair Pay Act was the first bill President Obama signed into law, making it easier for workers to challenge unequal pay. What did this action mean to you at the time, and what more needs to be done beyond this legislation?
Seeing that pen go across the paper when President Obama signed that bill, I knew what it meant to the young women and the workers out there today, because what it did, it opened the courtroom doors back up, because what the ruling in the Ledbetter case had closed those doors. And it is so critical that women and minorities have the right to stand up for themselves if they learn they're being discriminated against. And that's what that did. And it was exactly like what Justice Ginsburg said. She said it's insidious that these people think that women do have equal pay. We don't. And the problem is it goes on forever.
Yes, thank you for that beautiful answer. In your beautiful 2013 memoir, Grace and Grit, that I recommend everyone to read, it's a beautiful book. It discusses everything from your upbringing to your time at Goodyear and your journey as an activist. While many of the news headlines that people know about focus on court cases and legislation, the memoir gives a narrative perspective and lets us dig so much deeper into your character. One consistent theme throughout your journey has been persistence. So what kept you going through those losses and challenges, and what advice do you have for women facing similar struggles today?
The persistence came from knowing that I had a case. It was right. It was the law. And I had been discriminated against and been shortchanged, which I knew that that was breaking the law. And I just was asking for what I was entitled to and had legally earned. Not more than I had really earned, but exactly what I had earned. And it was right that I stand up and do that. I couldn't let it go. I just could not let it go. And I knew going into the lawsuit that it would be a long time before I would get my final verdict. And most likely, I would never get what was due to me and my family. But I had the right to go to court and stand up and carry it all the way to the Supreme Court. And then Justice Ginsburg's challenge helped Congress to decide and helped me to make a change and change the law back to where it should be, so that other women and minorities across this great nation can stand up for what they have legally earned under the law. Not a gift, but what's entitled to them based on their ability and their work. And the problem is, Rachel, as you know, that we have talked about so many times, this is not only today, but it's tomorrow and it's your retirement. It goes on for the rest of your life. And your pay decides and determines who you are, your respectability, and how you can raise your family, save for retirement.
Brava. So equal pay is clearly about dollars and equal salary, but it's also about respect and recognition and overall equality in the workplace. Is there something that you learned at Goodyear about respect or lack of it in terms of being valued as a worker?
Well, I learned that Goodyear had not really respected who I was when I learned about my pay, because that's one of the ways that a company has to show an individual their respect and their thinking about that individual. But the problem was, looking back, I had really, I feel like, been taken advantage of, because I was an excellent manager. I worked a lot of overtime. They always called. They gave me an award in the early 90s for outstanding performance on the job in my department. And I was handpicked for one of the 4 managers to start up the light truck radio. So I knew they valued me some. They just didn't value me enough and respect me. And I think that's where the fact that I was a woman, that's where the fact I was a woman played into being less respected with a pay.
So how did your experiences with the original lawsuit and the Supreme Court case and then the eventual legislation expand your view on the importance of achieving equality?
It really helped me to understand that we had not achieved in the previous years what I thought we had in this great country, because when I watched President John F. Kennedy sign equal pay in 1963, I felt sure we had equal pay. We had the law. It was just never enforced in all of the workforces around the country as he expected. He expected the employers would take that bill and take that law, and they would pay their workers, women, minorities, for their ability and their contributions, but they didn't. So I realized then how little we had and how far we needed to go. So I had to keep speaking. And when that verdict came out in the Ledbetter case, it was no longer about Lilly Ledbetter and my family, but it was about all of the other American families across this nation, because this is an American right and the law had been passed. There is nothing better said than equal pay for equal work for everybody.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Thank you so much. Right on. We'd love your thoughts on the fight for equal pay in 2021. Companies like Salesforce have spent resources, time, and money to ensure equal pay. Do you have advice for these companies and the individuals within those companies?
I do. In fact, the few companies that have picked up the ball, so to speak, Rachel, and started treating their women and their minorities equally and equitably, and make sure that they're getting treatment with pay, promotions, and benefits, they have had better bottom lines. They are more successful. They are noticed more around the world and in business greetings around the world because they are more successful. And I have worked with several companies, not only Salesforce, but others who have changed their policies and procedures. And that's what I mean when I talk about making a difference for the other people who come after me. But these employers that have programs like that, the people can't wait to get to work and they want to give 150% of whatever they have to give. They do not want to shortchange. They work as if it was their company.
Exactly. What's the main message you'd like to leave with working women who are just starting out their careers now?
My wish for all young women is that they have the confidence and the courage to start the conversation about pay equity when they're interviewing and pursuing a job. Now, I know you don't go right in, but when they know what they can bring to a company or to a job, then they will have the confidence to present that and the courage to speak out about their contribution. And therefore, the prospective employer will be able to help them and get them into the right salary to start, because pay is so critical. You cannot afford to start out too low because it goes on for the rest of your life. It's your daily income for you and your family. It's saving and building for retirement and goes on for the rest of your life. And if you miss that beginning, you've missed it forever because it is gone forever. There is no way to recoup it. It's gone.
Thank you, Lilly. This has been so wonderful. Huge congratulations on being a WBC Trailblazer. I'm so honored to have been chosen to be the one to give you this award today. And I hope that those in the audience who are interested in your life and your work, or interested in investing or donating in our dramatic feature film about you, will visit our website at www.lillymovie.com. Lilly has 2 L's, to see how they might want to get involved. Thank you, WBC. Thank you, Lilly. This has been an enormous pleasure.
Thank you so much, Rachel. Thank you to WBC for this honor, and thank you to everyone, and congratulations to my fellow recipients of this award this year. What an honor to be considered among you. That was just an honor in itself, but this has been a tremendous honor, and I am so grateful to you for this award. Thank you and congratulations.